the social justice movements out there, they lack two different things that you need to get to know, okay? You need to have a proper understanding of grace and a proper understanding of forgiveness, because they basically have turned those two things from the Christian faith into a secularized version in their faith. Because really, I mean, understand this, okay, that BLM and Antifa, they have their own theology really about the present time and about the afterlife. There is no afterlife. It's all you got to get what you got to get right now, and that which means that you got to go for the gusto, and folks got to pay. Unfortunately, in this, because they don't understand grace or forgiveness, what they do is they set themselves up to not receive grace and to not receive forgiveness. And that's sad, because there's folks out there who have been on the brunt end of them doxing them hurting them, punching them, kicking them, attacking them in restaurants, get in their faces, going to bosses, going to companies, and basically trying to make their lives hell based off of this twisted perception of redemption and love. Because you have to do what they say, and you need to do it according to how they say to do it. But you understand, though, that there's no way of really making amends. There's no way of making amends. And this is why I've said several times, if you don't know anything about AA or NA or Al-Anon, you'll never get what's truly behind this entitlement that is so poisonous. This entitlement is driving people crazy. And what's happening is these people are losing touch with reality and thinking that their movement is about ethnicity. This is why it is about ethnic equality. This is why I've always said it should be CBLM, because CBLM means that certain Black lives matter, not all Black lives matter. Because when you say Black lives matter, the imperative, you kind of assume, yeah, all Black people matter, okay? But that's not what they mean, because if that actually was what it meant, they would talk about the drive-bys, the abortions. They would talk about the women, being beaten and all that stuff. They would talk about those different things, but they don't. It's only this certain small percentage in American culture. But then they'll tell you, well, then create your own movement. Well, no, you create, change your Marxist name. If you're going to say Black Lives Matter, then you're going to need to say that only certain Black lives matter, not all Black lives matter. This is why so many Black people have turned against it, because they see the fallacy, they see the error in the entire name and the movement, and they understand what it actually is. It's a farce. It's a complete farce. But how do you engage this? Okay, you engage this by really understanding, grasping your own theology, because we all have it. I mean, come on now. I'm a football fan, and people have the theology the moment that the Dallas Cowboys they can score a touchdown. And they're praying to something, score a touchdown, please, please, please. I mean, right now, a lot of people are praying to Trump. They're praying to Joe Biden right now. And it's like, there's a theology there. Why are we praying? Why are we even doing that? Why are we showing devotion like that? Well, it's because we have it inside of us to be worshipers of something. You have to grasp that. Even you atheists out there, you have to grasp it. You grasp that there's something out there that you want and hope for and that you need, and you'll do anything to get it. Okay? It's just plain and simple. Every single one of us has a theology. Every single one of us, either what they want to recognize it or not, you abide by that theology. And you do what you can to make what you can make happen. Which is why I've said before that prayer, it takes it out of your hands, because you don't never know what God's going to do. You never know what Jesus has in store. Which is why it's so exciting to wake up on a Monday morning and not know what the heck's going to happen during the week, because anything can freaking happen, and it is very exciting. So what are the next steps for you? It's just to be intellectually honest that you do pursue God in your own form, in your own way, to acknowledge it, to say, okay, maybe I am a theist in my own right, even if my beliefs are completely atheist or the antithesis of religion. You're anti-religious. Like people trying to say they're anti-racist when they're the biggest freaking racists out there. That's so much the truth, and you know it. Anti-racist, please. But you're anti-religious, but you're religious about being anti-religious. So you're still freaking religious. Oh man. Oh boy. You just have to recognize the truth, man. And not try to be above it because you're living within it. So your choices are, you acknowledge it, try to do the best that you can, and acknowledge that you're going to fall short even in your own theology. Or you point the finger at other people and tell them how much that they're doing wrong. This is what is so funny about the BLM and Antifa movements. They really literally cannot see themselves for themselves. They can't see the errors in what their own beliefs are, the errors in their own title, the errors Antifa. I mean, seriously, you can't see the errors in what it is that you believe, because you're just so blind to your own misgivings, and there's no humility in it. So this Monday morning, as you're looking at everything, or any morning really, when you're looking at the world, you're just trying to figure out what to do next. Just take a real inventory of yourself. Take a real inventory of what it is that you believe, why you believe it, and how it is that you can improve upon yourself, because you can only control you. And that's why it's so important to even have that grasp of yourself, to see that you have limitations. Those limitations are your humanity. Because just like anybody else, you can die, and you will die. That's 100% guaranteed. The taxes part, it's up to you. But you're going to die. And if you're not willing to even acknowledge that piece of you, that you're not going to live forever, then you're going to have a hard time when things don't go your way. And believe me, I know what I hope for. But things that may not go my way. And what do I do now? Do I freaking riot, pitch and, moan and stuff? No, I'm not going to go out there like these goofballs and act like what they did. I was out there in La Mesa. I went there to see what they actually were capable of, and I saw it. And I saw how dangerous these people actually are, and what they're willing to do to people who do not agree with them. I saw it. And so seeing that makes me understand that those people on TV, they have some really ill-advised ideas about the world, about themselves, and about their own theology, because they think that they're above it. But you're not above it. You're a regular person who's on the couch, and you're looking at this stuff and you're saying that something's wrong. And what's wrong is these people have these bad ideas, and they're willing to push those ideas upon you because they want control of you. Don't get it twisted. They have a theology, they have an ideology, and they have a belief system. And that belief system is based on destruction, based on miseducation, and based on misinformation. Understand that. Get educated. Know what their theology is so you understand what your own is. Take care.